Hey, Coach, welcome. So glad you found us on YouTube. Let me know how I can help. As you can see, I've won lots of championships. I've won my fair share of balls behind, run one of the best high school programs in the country, coached a bunch of NBA guys. Let me help you become a better basketball coach. This video is just one small piece. Let me mentor you. Teachhoops.com. Click down below or above. We'll help you do that. It is the one-stop shopping for basketball coaches. But the best part is you get a Yoda, you get a mentor. I will help you. You'll get my personal email address. You will get one-on-one calls, office hours, you name it. We will help you become a better basketball coach. Enjoy. All right. Welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops. Coach, how are you?
Good, Coach. I'm doing
all right.
Yeah?
All right.
Hanging in there?
Yeah, I am.
Season's coming to an end soon.
Season never comes.
Well, hopefully, I was going to say season never comes to an end, and hopefully it doesn't come soon.
I wish the season came to an end.
You're in the back half of the season, I should say. You have your state championship would be when?
March 22nd.
March 22nd. Okay, so
yeah,
you got two.
Got a month. Yeah, thanks.
It's only
probability of that is close to 0 than 1, unless we get a lot better. So anyway, for the people that know mathematics. All right, so our sponsors, Coach, give a big shout out to GC.
Yeah, coaches, check out gc.com/coaching youth hoops. It's one of those apps that I use every game to record player stats. And it also allows family members, no matter where they are, to tune in, see the games, see their favorite player. And now, the recent addition, you can create a highlight reels. Players can create them, coaches can create them, share with the team, highlight any situation that you're looking to improve upon, use it as an instruction in practice. So go check it out, gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
All right. We want to talk about our practice planner too, or practice.
Yep. Yeah. We launched a practice plan builder. Answer a few questions and magic happens. We spit out a practice plan based on your needs. We also provide some recommendations on how you can improve your players and your season. You get a full season of practice plans just by answering a few questions, leveraging our years. I won't say how long because that'll age us. Years of basketball experience. Go check it out. Go to coachingyouthhoops.com for all the details. Look under products and look for the practice plan builder there.
All right. I agree. All right. So what are we talking about today, Coach?
Post-season evaluations. What do you do? What do you say? What's the purpose? And this is player evaluation. So we can say, hey, do you send out a coach evaluation too?
Yeah. So what are you talking about? The seasons. So describe to the listener what you're talking about.
So we're at the end of the season's over. You're doing a recap with your players. You might do individual evaluations. Here's what he or she did great. Here's what they need to work on. And then, of course, any opportunities you have, or any, like, for example, if you want to do a shooting challenge, right, in the off season, have that ready to share as well. So what is on that post-season evaluation for your parents?
So for the parents to read about
and the kids,
the player,
and the parents and the kids, of course, to get better. Yep.
So I think you got to break it up into different skill sets. When I used to do these, I used to have strengths and I forgot the exact wording. It wasn't weaknesses. It was like skill development kind of things or something like that. I don't remember the exact wording I used to have, but I would always start the sheet with positives, Sally does this well. Okay. And then we'll have points at which they can improve on them, and then points that they have to get better at. Maybe they're not great free throw shooters. So here's free throw
Mm-hmm.
shooting. And then usually what I do is I would always put some things that they could do on there. Like, so I not only talk about strengths
Yeah.
and things that they necessarily have to get better at, um, that, improvement areas, but I would also um, give them ways to do it. So I wouldn't just say you got to become a better free throw shooter. I would say, here's how you can become a better free throw shooter. Work
Yeah.
on your routine, work on this, shoot these, do this. I would give them specifics that would help them um, do that. And then I'd say, and then we would try to come up with a plan about, like, how are you going to do this? How many days a week? So I would literally try to come up with not necessarily a workout, but I would usually sit with the parents too and say, all right, if they want to do this, let's come up with a plan. How can they do this? Where is their time to do this? Do you have your own basket? Is there a park close by? Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. To try to give them the tools to go out and do it, not only the recommendations, but the tools.
And
Some things they
it,
couldn't work on because some would have been maybe help side defense, or I
right,
don't know,
right.
some other
Yeah.
things, but a lot of
But
it
it's
can
something
be
good to
different.
highlight, even if
Yes,
it's not a
yes,
team, right?
yes.
Yeah. Uh, or if it's a team exercise that they need to improve upon. Uh, would you use the same evaluation sheet that you use to evaluate the players on day one?
No, it was a little different
Hmm.
in the sense that it was a little bit more like, no, is the quickest answer is no,
Yeah.
they would be different. Though the
Hmm.
initial evaluation was kind of ranking skill sets. After you've seen them for a while, the specific things. Like I'm not, and I'm also in that initial one, not giving them ways to improve, ways to get better. Um,
Hmm.
I'd wanted to do that for sure.
And are you looking at are you using that day one evaluation sheet when you're picking your teams and the notes you have on there and where they're strong and where they can improve? And then also, I know it's a lot more work, but then comparing that to, yeah, you got better in this category. You started here on day one and now you're here. You went from a one to a four.
For sure, for sure. And it's
Yeah.
like, and then I would keep it from year to year. So again,
Mm,
this is it's a little different. I tend to be a little bit more straightforward with my high school kids and with my youth kids as far
right.
as, where you are in the pecking order, that kind of stuff. This is more, it's a developmental.
That's right. Yeah.
So I'm really trying to develop them. And some of them, it was just keeping their emotions in check and not getting mad with fouls. And there were some other things that for sure I was discussing rather than necessarily always talking about, anyway, it wasn't always X's and O's or basketball related. Sometimes it was, but
Not always. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Uh, that is one area I think at the youth level I need to do a better job on and to provide because I think it is extremely helpful for a lot of those players who are, they do want to get better, right? They love basketball and they want to know, it always comes to how can I get more playing time, right? If they're not playing, and then those evals really help in the postseason, give parents an idea of where their child is at, maybe and hopefully, you build trust with the parents that they trust the evaluation,
right,
right?
right.
Which, again, we always have higher, we always see our kids through rose-colored glasses, let's put it that way,
We do
right? For the most part.
for the
And
most
we
part.
want them to succeed, and we don't, of course, right? And there comes a time, though, that, not that we want to talk about, and this is not what the focus of the podcast is, though. We just had situations where it's like, where parents are chasing name
They're
brand teams,
well,
right?
they're chasing their own dreams
You
rather than the
know,
kids' dreams too. But that's a whole different topic.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. But these evaluations help, and I think it's important to do them. It provides information as long as they're done in a constructive way. Uh, so
No,
right?
I love that. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. Anything else with evals that you do? I mean, I personally think it's important for not only the student or the player, but the parents to be involved because I want them all to hear. I don't really love this comparison, but it's kind of like a parent teacher conference.
It
Like
is. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is,
Totally. Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
here we
Yeah. Yeah.
go,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and we got to work on our multiplication tables a little bit. Well, it's the same
Hmm.
thing. They tend to the at least the student athlete tends to be a little bit more focused in the postseason basketball one than they
Yeah.
do maybe sometimes in the parent teacher conference when you're talking about social studies or math class,
Right. Yeah.
because they
Well,
loved it. They want to
you
do
know,
well. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I don't think we want to sit down. I mean, again, if you're talking about a youth AAU
Yeah.
team, I don't think we're advocating necessarily if you're, or I mean, even if it's your grade school team, doesn't matter, CYO team, YMCA. But I just think something just to,
Yeah.
strengths, areas of improvement,
Right.
and maybe something nice to
They
say
can be
about the,
informal too. Not all mine were formal. They can be
yeah,
very informal. Like, hey, they come to pick them up. I gave them
right.
this, and we highlighted these
Yeah,
couple things. If you want to talk about it more, we can. I mean,
yeah,
again, you know your
exactly.
teams better than we do, but it can kind of fall into that window for sure.
And I think that if it get, CYO or grade school might be a little bit different, but if you're an AU operator, those evaluations might be a welcome thing to retain players as
Right.
well.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
agree. I agree. All right. Anything else, Coach?
Yeah, coaches, go check out gc.com/coaching youth hoops. Film don't lie. GC will help with that. You can see game breakdowns. You can take stats to make these evaluations a lot easier at the end of the year. You can show, you know, all kinds of information about your player, areas of improvement in there as well in those stats. So gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
All right. Till next week.
Till next week.
Hey, Coach, I'm glad you enjoyed that video. Let me know how I can help you become a better basketball coach. Teachhoops.com is one way that I can do that. I have coached at every level, won lots of championships, lots of rings. Let me know how I can help you become a better basketball coach on and off the court. So check out teachhoops.com for that.